European fund withdraw approximately $17 billion from BlackRock. Does that mean a turnaround on ESG agenda? Let's find out today. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lenah Sakai. I'm Green Business Post editor, and today I brought this news that's been shared on social media by other professionals about these European funds. They say withdrawing $17 billion. It's a significant amount of money from BlackRock because they say it's not aligned with sustainability proposals, goals, that they want more proposals from BlackRock. And they are sharing this by saying that this news is important to show that ESG is not dead, that it's important, that they say that to their stakeholders, and they need to listen to them, and they're trying to revive ESG agenda because now it's in decline, especially because of BlackRock context, and you know about it today. If this is the kind of content you're looking for, subscribe now to receive more content of our channel. So this kind of narrative that's been shared on social media, is it correct? Is it a tendency for ESG agenda to grow again, to gain importance again? And I will show you my opinion. As I read the news, the details they don't share, they don't say, and especially for you to understand what's been happening historically with BlackRock decision and thesis from the last year, starting last year. So first of all, it's not a European fund like the whole Europe itself. They say that to make it bigger than it is, but it's a large amount of money, $17 billion. It's from the second largest Dutch fund from pension fund. Relevant amount of money, of course. But so it's in Dutch. It's a Dutch fund, and there is a reference you should know, a number. So you will see that that amount of money is not that big as it's compared to the amount of money the whole Dutch country people invest in BlackRock, which is $1 trillion. So it's not the majority of investments from the country, Dutch country. It's a minority, but it is significant, surely. But let's now understand the context of BlackRock. So this happened in this month, some days ago. This news was released. And let me put the news here. So let's understand the context, the history, what's been happening. This news from this year it's important information for you to understand what happened last year. This was the first thing that came to my mind is like, why now? Why they withdraw now and not last year? And why last year? Because last year BlackRock changed like completely, like the turnaround was last year for BlackRock. They totally they withdraw the ESG agenda. They prioritized risks analysis, and they, in their thesis report, they did not mention ESG or climate change, 0 mentions, and the focus was on risk analysis. So they kind of went back to the traditional investing way which was always looking at risks mostly. And they keep on some sustainability proposals, of course, but they reduced a lot. The focus is on risks. And with that approach, BlackRock last year, a very significant result they had was a record on their assets. So they achieved a record on their assets, which was $11 trillion. So it's really relevant. They are the largest asset managers in the world, and they achieved a record last year when they changed their thesis. BlackRock was responsible for elevating ESG in the world since 2020. And through the years, Larry Fink, the CEO and CEO of BlackRock, founder, he started showing discontentment because he said that ESG became politicized and he could not make anyone happy. Doesn't matter which side of the politics. He started showing his discontentment. When we saw last year, he changed totally the thesis. So the question is why this Dutch fund didn't withdraw last year, and just now. Why just now? If they were really focused on sustainability proposals, why not last year when the thesis changed? It took them more than almost 1 year and a half to change their mind. So that brings me something that happened this year. And what happened this year? Trump started his administration in the United States and started influencing the world. He started with his very, I would say, alarming declarations and policies to really pressure countries going accordingly with his policies, with his interests and values. So maybe, that's my view, maybe that is the main reason this Dutch fund is reducing its investments on BlackRock, because of Trump's administration, which aligns with BlackRock thesis. So let's remember, BlackRock changed its thesis before Trump started its administration. Larry Fink, why they changed it. I have a more complete video I'll put in the description. But quickly explaining, their main investors, they were pressuring him, Larry Fink, to change their thesis because of the results. The ESG proposals were not bringing results. And mostly, in my view, the execution is terrible. The proposals, like the values, the impacts they're looking for, they're great. They're awesome, but we need to execute it right so that we can really cause the impacts which were not caused, and the results, financial results, would come as a consequence. But that didn't happen, and the investors were losing money and started seeing ESG, relating it with costs and loss of money. So they were pressuring Larry Fink to change his thesis. And last year they did. And last year, this record on assets, it shows that Larry Fink really got support from investors. Everybody, many people, put money on BlackRock, and that's why they got the record of assets. So I think the main reason this Dutch fund is doing this is because of the Trump administration this year, because it could have done this last year because of the change on the thesis. But they decided now because Trump administration is impacting the world, and when politics gets involved, we have people that wants to show they're in the other side, and sometimes maybe this Dutch funds committee might be against trans policies and something like that. So as BlackRock is aligned with Trump's policy even before, but it's aligned, they want to show their discontentment with BlackRock in numbers. That's how you show. That's how you do. Do you take money or put money where you want to show value or not? And what about this? What about BlackRock? The reaction? Are them going to like do something? They answered something. Yes, it did answer, and let's see the answer. Said that they still have Dutch clients, and that those clients they invest like over $1 trillion on BlackRock on sustainable proposals and others. It doesn't sound that they're worried. It sounds that they are like neutral. They say like, oh, we still have our clients, Dutch clients, and it's much larger amounts of money they're investing. And so this doesn't show that BlackRock is going to change its thesis and policies on how they invest their money. So that's why, in conclusion, I think this movement, maybe some other funds can show they are against maybe Trump's and this alignment with Trump's policy by doing the same. But until now, BlackRock is not did not show any kind of concern. So I think until now, it's not a turnaround for ESG agenda. And until now, the majority of BlackRock investors, they want this thesis to continue. The quantity of money that was withdrawn before that made BlackRock change like totally 180 degrees the thesis was like much larger than now. So we'll have to wait and see other funds to see if they are going the same way as this Dutch fund, and especially in Europe, which we keep up with what the professionals there and institutions there they say, and they're lots in favor of ESG proposals. So we have to keep up and see if we have more of these movements. But until now, we don't see any change in the largest asset manager in the world. So for you that doesn't know, BlackRock, like they lift ESG proposals and values, but after a while, like last year, they made it fall again by results, looking for financial results, which are their responsibility to their clients. What do you think about this Dutch fund? Do you agree with me that it is like kind of a boycotting Trump's alignment policies, ideas against ESG proposals, against these BlackRock theses? Do you think that's the main reason they're doing this just now, because they could have done last year? Or there are other reasons that I haven't seen in the news or anything related. Comment here if you know something about it, if you know other movements, maybe in Europe. Share it with us so we can keep up together with what's going on in the world about ESG agenda and investments. This was the content of today. Green Business Post, responsible impacts for sustainable communities.